Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of TMV Live. My name is Sharzad. We have lots of familiar faces. Yay! And Maria Cuban. Did I say that right?
Cuban.
Like
Quebec.
Yes.
It's close. It's
okay,
close.
I tried. From Mommy Loves Tech is back. Thank you for joining us again.
Thanks for having me back. I love it.
You guys at home know you can always join in the combo, even if we're not live. Use the hashtag TMVLive and tweet at The Mom's View. If you have any questions, comments, concerns for any of these beautiful ladies, or if you have any questions for me, maybe one day you will, I don't know. So we have some updates. Kaylee obviously had lots of big, exciting news recently.
Yes.
So happy that you're here and
Yes.
so happy for everything.
I know, I'm happy to be back and to be talking with you guys about it. It was really hard. I actually did film a couple episodes of The Mom's View.
Yeah.
And I knew and I couldn't tell. And it was the hardest thing. I was like, I want to tell everyone.
Imagine. Yeah.
But yeah,
And we have a
I'm
clip,
great.
in case you guys didn't see it. I love this video that you made.
Thank
We're
you.
going to show that.
I'm so excited. I've been complaining for the past 2 days since I was like, I know I'm not going to get pregnant.
Why are you crying?
Because I'm happy.
I laugh and giggle when I'm happy. Women cry.
He actually looked like he had kind of a teary eye.
I'm sure he did.
He did.
Right, Casey? I'm sure you did.
I teared up when you told Reilly in that whole scene. I was like,
that made me cry so much.
I know. I was really shocked by her reaction because she, we've been trying for a while and we've been talking about it, and she knows that it's been hard and we've wanted this for so long.
So she knows the whole process.
Yeah. And so when it finally happened, she cried, and it was just like this. It's like, you're growing up and you're such a good girl, and yeah, it's so exciting.
how have you been feeling?
I've been really sick with this pregnancy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a lot different with my other ones. With Reilly, I didn't get sick at all. With KJ, I got a little bit nauseous. But with this one, I have been like nonstop nauseous.
Really?
But it's worth it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain. I will be nauseous the whole time. I'm so excited.
And you have saltines.
I have saltines. I underestimated the saltine cracker. Like, I know everyone always says eat saltines, but I was like, that can't really be true. And I bought some yesterday, and I was like, these are gonna save my life.
I remember I had it all over the house.
Yeah.
I mean, literally in the drawers, everywhere. I just had crackers everywhere.
Crackers.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do. Whatever
you
gets
do.
the job done,
Yeah.
right?
Yep,
I heard
totally.
ginger helps too.
Yeah, I've
But
heard that
I
too.
don't know. Sometimes the thought of sucking on ginger is kind of weird, right?
Yeah, but I think even like they make little candies with ginger
Oh,
in
okay.
them. I need to try it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll try it by the end of this.
Well, you guys, I have a special gift for both of you. Sorry, Maria, I don't have anything for you.
No
But,
love from Maria today. That's okay.
there's Tom's.
You are so sweet. Thank you.
Yes, I'm so sweet. No, Tom.
Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Those are the cutest thing in the world.
know,
Now I
right?
know why I didn't get one.
Sorry, Maria.
No, I don't know. That's okay.
Oh, I can't wait to show my kids. We've been
I
looking
know.
at baby shoes, and we just like have been giggling about how tiny they are. They're gonna love
They're
these.
I
so
know, those are
awesome.
what are those, like 3
Thank you.
inches? They're so
the tiniest.
cute. Well, speaking of Toms, our topic of the day is going to be volunteering, different charities, different organizations. I know some of you guys are passionate about certain ones that you're affiliated with. But today I am going to share a video of a Toms video. So we're going to take a look at that.
Someone cares about you, when you know that someone cares about whether or not you are successful, that is a big driving factor in how hard you're going to work and how successful you're going to be.
Sometimes I dream about making a buzzer beater. There's a bunch of people in the crowd. I was taking the ball down the court. The Knicks was up by 1. I get the ball in the corner and I shoot it just in time. I make it and the crowd goes wild. Oh my gosh, it's good. They win the game. That'd be awesome.
So that video is from their U.S. initiative to put shoes on kids' feet. So actually, by the end of 2014, Tom's plans to give over 1 million pairs of shoes in over 35 states in our country. And as of 2013, they've started a program for prescription glasses in 3 different states. So they're a really great example of a company that is doing so much to help out not only people in our country, but all over the world. But this specific video is to highlight just everything that they're doing in America. You always think there's so many problems in other places, but in our country too, we got to focus on that. So this kid, I don't know if you got the full gist of it, but it's just a great example of what the right pair of shoes can do for a kid. It's really sweet. It's going to make me cry. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that. It's just sad when a little kid doesn't have shoes.
It is, especially with our country. I mean, we think that we're, you know, a superpower leader in this world, and to think that our children here in our own backyards, really, in our communities, are in such great need. I mean, today we talked about the Fred Jordan mission in LA and how hundreds and hundreds of kids were lined up because they needed shoes, they needed back to school items, and Tom's shoes doing a great thing by helping out our kids.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's just sad. I'm gonna breathe now. Yeah, I hate to think of a kid that doesn't have something so basic that we take for granted, like a pair of shoes. You know, and I mean, shoes protect your feet from so many things, and they, you know, I mean, everybody needs a pair of shoes.
You want to play basketball.
Yeah,
with the kids, you know.
I know, and just the dreams that he has of
You
what
can
he
only
can do with
imagine what
great
it means
shoes.
to the parents too, because I know that, I mean, people are struggling. It's hard, you know, financially it's really difficult. So I totally understand, you know, wanting to be able to give your kid something and you're not able to. So to be able to give them a nice pair of shoes that's going to last is very valuable.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's awesome.
If you guys want more information, you can check out their website, which we will have a link to in the description, and I believe it should be somewhere on the screen too. And you guys can check out ways that you can, I don't know, check out more about what Tom's is doing. And maybe you'll cry as well, like me. I'm a softie. And maybe you'll buy a pair of shoes. And then
they're really cute.
They're cute, yeah. Maria, I know you have a charity that's close to your heart. Do you want to tell us about that one and what you guys do?
Well, you know, October is it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but it is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And we've teamed up, Mommy Loves Tech has teamed up with Verizon, and we are having a drive, it's called the Verizon HopeLine phone drive, and it's happening on October 24th. It's a Thursday, and it's going to be a live show coinciding with it between 3 and 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we really want you to participate in the show. We want you to tweet us. We want you to be in the show, in the hangout, but we want you to donate your phones, because these phones really benefit the different shelters that are around this country. And specifically on that day, we're going to talk about the kind of teen violence that's out there right now. There's some really shocking statistics out that says 1 in 4 teens today are in abusive relationships. And
that shocks me.
Isn't it just, it's breathtaking to me. And just recently we've talked to different shelters across California, Southern California, and one of them in particular now has a website dedicated to teens. It's called laurashouse.org, and they have a page dedicated to heart, and it's basically defining healthy relationships, and a lot of our teens don't know what that is. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys there, and let's talk about what a healthy relationship is, because 1 in 4 teens are in these toxic relationships. It's sad.
That could be anything from like physical abuse to verbal abuse.
Absolutely.
Too, right? That stat?
Yes, 1 in 6 teens apparently are in physically abusive relationships. Oh my goodness. And parents don't even know. Parents say all the time, oh, well, my teen, I pick her or him up from school, and then they're always busy, they're at soccer, so when do they have time to have relationships? Well, parents, you know, they have relationships in the hallway, at lunch, at recess, after school, at the mall even. So this is happening right now, and it's just creating a bad foundation for them later on as they continue on to adulthood. So
it's hard to imagine what you would do if you've ever witnessed any kind of violence, teen violence or domestic violence, anything. Have you guys ever experienced anything like that where you've witnessed anything? And like, what would you do if you did?
I know. I haven't witnessed anything in particular about like teens and violence. I mean, I have seen people that have maybe been in relationships that are not healthy for them.
Yeah.
And I think that that's hard as a teenager, because, you know, you might, it might be because your parents don't have a healthy relationship, that you don't know what to look for in a healthy relationship, or it may be just that because you know, your hormones at that age, it's like you get infatuated very easily, and it's you fall very hard for people. Some people do. I know when I was little, it was like, oh, I love him. I swear I do. But it can be something that you do not even realize at all.
I mean,
because
it seems like they really aren't realizing it. It's so common.
It is like you're like you said, your body's going through all these different hormones, and just talking to some of the child advocates that I've spoken to, and the reason why a lot of these stories aren't ending up on the news is because these are all minors committing these basically violent acts against each other. But you know, you just don't have control over your emotions, and so you really need to know what a healthy relationship is. And they've been teaching me what that is, and that's control. So whenever you feel like someone's telling you can't do something, you're not in a healthy relationship. You should never feel like you can't do something because someone's telling you not to do it.
Right. Like they're taking away your power, your choice.
And me personally, when I was a teenager, I was in love at one time with this guy who did physically, not only just emotion, but physically did abuse me. And so I can relate, but I didn't know at the time that that was what was happening, or if that was bad, or I didn't really have anyone to talk to, because it's kind of embarrassing.
Right.
So with this drive and the website, if you're watching and you feel like you're in this, you get funny feelings about your relationship, or if your boyfriend, or you see someone else that may be in an abusive relationship, then you can turn to this website and find help. How to approach it, how to tell someone that, hey, I think you're in, you know, something deeper than you should be.
Right.
So
that's so
it's
great,
really
because
good.
I'm sure that the effects of this relationship are long-lasting forever.
Absolutely.
And will affect every relationship they're on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I know.
Thanks
One
for
in
sharing
four.
about that. I know that's a shocking statistic to me. I can't believe that there's so many teenagers in these like terrible relationships.
I know.
I want them to know that there's
help.
better people out there for them to date.
Hey, you guys, if you're out there, if you're watching and you feel like you're in this relationship, tweet us, and then we'll send you to the right place to get some help, because there is so much more help now.
Right.
You know, online, anonymously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Kaylee, you had a charity that was close to you. Did you say you did?
Well, a charity that I love that I've donated to and will continue to donate to is Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
I love that charity, just, you know, to make these kids' wishes come true, and to bring so much happiness and hope, and I just love it. I love the founder of this charity, because I think it's such a great idea.
Children that are sick or terminally ill, right? And then
And I love to hear about what the kids wish for, because it could be like something like Disneyland, and it could be something as simple as, you know, going just to the police station to be a cop.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
or take
I mean,
a ride on a fire truck around
Right.
town. I mean,
Yeah.
like that. It's just so cute.
And it's
I
so
really
easy
love that.
for them to get their dreams to
Right.
come true.
Right.
Yeah. And Colette, I know this is like probably a difficult month for you with being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I know you lost your mommy at a young age. So has this made you even more aware with like getting mammograms every year? Are you a big advocate for that?
oh yes, for sure, and especially at a young age, because people are getting cancer at a younger age every year. I mean, it's just it blows my mind. I'm like, oh, I could have cancer right now, but it's something that in the past, when I was younger, it always scared me. And now that I'm older, I'm like, you know what? I just need to embrace this and accept that this is part of life, and get myself in order and get checked and everything. And one, you know, it's hard to know like what kind of foundations to donate to when it's like breast cancer, because I feel like there's so many, and you know, there's the big one, Susan G. Komen. But one thing that really helped me was when I was, you know, I can't even remember when I had my first one, like 26, because they tell you, my mom was diagnosed at 34, and they tell you should get checked 10 years before your relative was diagnosed or whatever. And so, you know, it was 2 years had gone by, and I was like, I know I need to get checked, but I don't have the money. I'm scared. I don't know how to do this. And so I just went to my doctor and said, you know, how do I go about this, you know? And there was actually a local charity that people can donate to that offered free mammograms for people in the community. And that was such a blessing to me, and I got my sister involved, and she was able to get her first one as well, paid for. And it was just a local,
wonderful.
I feel bad that I don't remember the name, but I think it was called Pink Ladies. And they just, you donated to this local foundation, and then they would help local people, you know, get their mammograms. And so I thought, I think there's so many different ways you can help if you want to help. And that's one way I would go about it, is look in your community to see what kind of places actually help your community, because it was so close to home to me that somebody in my town cared enough about this to be able to help me, my sister and I get our first ones, which is, you know, they say to have your first one so that you have like a foundation, so that you can see any changes here on out. And so I've had a few since then, and it's about getting checked, finding it early, and, you know, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of it. And one other thing, my sisters and I try to do something for the month of October. This year, my dad's like, what are you doing for October? I'm like, well, I'm having a baby.
Which any time now, by the way, could happen here on the show.
I'm like, so that's about all I'm going to have time to do. But my sister Sadie is doing her earrings. She makes earrings for breast cancer awareness every October, and they are just some type of pink earring, and she will, with every order on her website, it's sadiesbeads.artfire.com, and every order you make, I think there will be a link. Every order you make, she'll donate 25% to the Susan G. Komen.
That's a lot.
Awesome. I know
that's good.
And you'll also get a free pair of her earrings that she makes for breast cancer awareness. So
And they're beautiful. She does
they
such
really
a good
are.
job.
And they're all handcrafted. I mean, she spends so much time and effort into these. So.
And that's good, because you know exactly where your money is going. Because sometimes you donate and you have like no idea like what percentage is going where. And, like if it's even a legit organization that you can trust. So many scam artists take advantage of charities. I know. But that sounds like a great one.
That's why I say go locally, like look within your community.
I think that's a great idea.
That is great advice, because I don't know if you would think of that.
Yeah,
you know?
because you think, I mean, all the big ones are like, oh, that's an obvious one. But yeah, it helps to ask around in your community to see if there's local ones.
What's like the recommended amount of times you're supposed to get a mammogram? Every year or every other year? Do you guys know? I'm not super familiar.
I think if you have a history in your family like you do, I think you have to start earlier. If you don't, I think after 40, you can do it every 2 years.
Every 2
after
years.
that. Yeah, I believe so. I'm not a doctor. You should definitely check with your.
Yeah,
you should definitely check
that's
with your
doctor. That's what I've heard as well. But yeah, you should definitely check. And I mean, I get paranoid, so I'm like, I'm fine with one every year. I just want to find it if it's there. You know what I mean?
I did find a lump in my breast when I was 32, I think, or 33. So I did get some signs early. It was not in my family history. I just started doing my check. Please do that every month. Definitely do your own checks, because you are your own best judge of your body. And so do your checks. I usually do it like right around the time of your period. That's when you should do it. And I did notice a little lump, and it did grow. Like, I went to my doctor right away, and we watched it for about 1.5 years, and then it literally started like protruding out of my blouse. It was so big. It was the size of a walnut.
Wow.
And so we had it removed, and thankfully it was not cancerous, but you should really, I mean, our environment, you know, we just don't know. Which reminds me, I saw this on the news story recently, how, you know how you have your cell phone? And a lot of women do this. I know I do it, and I stick it like right here.
When you go work out or something?
So I have realized not to do, so try not to do that, you guys.
Try not to have it so close to you.
I just stopped doing that too, because I started getting paranoid, because that's the first thing you leave the house with your keys and your phone when you go work out. That's what I do usually, and I'm like,
it's like a natural
do
pocket.
That. Then I'm like, well, where do I put it now?
It's interesting, because I used to do that all the time, and I didn't really think anything of it. And it was actually my son, my oldest son, that came home one day. He goes, Mom, don't put your phone there anymore, okay? And I was like, why? And I was thinking he's embarrassed because I stick it right there. And he's like, no, because I heard that it can be really bad for your body. And I was like,
wonderful.
oh my gosh, you're right. You know?
That's so good.
So Cute.
It's good to detach from the phone when you're working out
I mean, like,
anyway. Or doing
literally,
anything, it's like,
get it off your
freaking
body.
phone down. I don't need to tweet on my jog. Yeah. Well, now it is our time to chat with you lovely people. Jamie Stimpson asks, what is the appropriate age to get your children involved in volunteering? Great question.
I think anytime.
Right?
Yeah.
Depending
the
on what
earlier
it is,
the
as
better.
long as it's
Right.
not like manual labor on the side of a freeway.
I think it's so great to teach your kids to serve others.
Yeah.
Like, because when you serve other people, it brings you so much happiness. So I think it's great to start at a very young age
Right.
to teach them to serve others.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just helping in your community, maybe serving your neighbors. But I think as far as like being able to volunteer in the community, like if they want to go to a hospital and or like an old folks home or something like that, I think that as soon as they're teenagers,
Right.
I think that they're ready for something
Good.
like
Yeah,
that.
it's good to. It is very selfish though, in a way too, because you do feel so good about yourself
Right.
after you volunteer. So it's a
I think
win-win
that's the beautiful
situation.
thing about it, though.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
happiness makes the world go round.
Yeah, it does. What do you think?
Well,
Maria?
I have a 2.5. He's almost 3, so he's not able to sit
Maybe a
still.
little bit for having
But we're trying to teach him. I mean, just the basic things of sharing, of course. But when we go to church, like we're still trying to get him to sit down. We're down to about, I think, for 25 minutes. We can get him
a full sitting.
full sitting
Okay.
of 25 minutes, and then
Congratulations.
so we're getting there, and then eventually we want to try to get it more and more, and hopefully volunteer more at the school or at the church that we go to.
Cool.
So the sooner the better.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. We've got another question. This one's from Jenny. My parents don't volunteer with me. Any advice on how I can do something about it? About your parents joining you to volunteer?
Maybe plan something. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure if you went to your parents and you said, I have this event planned, I want you to be a part of it, hopefully they will. And if they don't want to, then do it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you need help, I'm sure like you could reach out to someone in your community. I did a lot of volunteer work with my church. So
A lot of people even just pick up trash on the beach, and that's a great thing to do with your friends and family, because you're at the beach and you're just cleaning up. I mean, obviously not everybody gets to live by the beach, but any park or anything, you get to spend the day outside and just clean it up.
Just do your part.
Yeah, take care of your hood.
Yeah, and I
I
know there's
hate when
lots of
people litter.
Oh, I know, right?
Oh, it drives me crazy.
I actually have a vlog ready to go because I was so incensed the other day. I was driving home and I saw these people walking across the street, and they literally they were eating something or whatever, and they just threw it on the ground. And I almost stopped my car like, why did you do that?
Yeah, that is not
So I
okay.
was like, what is going on?
I would want to pick up that trash and throw it in their face.
Well, I know.
In their
but
car. or
it's just
something. But
crazy
then you
to
don't
like
wanna be a
see
crazy
that
person.
really happen.
I know.
It was yeah, you're kind of
it's
shocked
shocking.
at first.
Yeah, I
but,
hate litter bugs.
But
People
yes,
still
I
do
tried
that?
I know, it's
People do.
horrible.
I just got like that was a week or so ago. Yeah, in my neighborhood. I'm
It
like,
makes me
what?
so angry.
Yeah.
Teach your kids not to litter.
Yeah. Were you going to say something, Colette?
Yes.
Yes.
And I have pregnancy brain right now, so if it comes back to me.
Backseat on that one then, but littering is bad.
Right.
Steph Del Rey, I like that name, says, yes, I'm looking for a volunteer project that I can do with my younger sister. She's 9 years old. Any ideas?
Oh.
It just came back to
Yeah.
me. I was going to say, if you don't have people that like, if you feel alone in your desire to volunteer, there are organizations that do that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like, like I'm involved with scouting, and we do a lot of that, like helping and serving and that kind of stuff. So I think that there's community organizations that can help you if you want to volunteer and you feel like, I don't want to do it by myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to your local church. I mean, there's, the church is always, they're always looking for people to help, whether it's during the service or outreach in the community or just bringing cans of food into church. I mean, if every, once a week or twice a month, maybe just go there with some of the cans of food that you don't have in your kitchen and just take it with your little sister and go to church and drop it off. I mean, that's just,
maybe ask your
it's a good way.
school too.
Yeah.
If you're not somebody that goes to church, see
Yeah.
what organizations your school is affiliated with.
Exactly.
Or just go pick up trash with your sister.
And there's
It's
that.
fun to do.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
always people that we're going to litter.
Yeah.
So go
Unfortunately.
pick it up.
Apparently.
Yeah. I can't believe you saw
In my
somebody litter.
neighborhood, just like down the street from the coffee bean. I'm going, what? Yeah.
Oh, that would drive me crazy. Any last minute thoughts before we wrap up our episode? It went by so fast.
Did it really?
Yes.
No.
It goes by so fast. I think, you know, talking about charity work, it made me realize I need to do a lot more.
Yes.
So I think, you know, if we
can.
could all,
I
think it that way.
Thank you for saying that, because I actually felt that myself. I'm going, wow, I have to do a self-check, because I do have to do more. I mean, we do have the drive coming up on the 24th on that Thursday to get people to donate their phones and so that it can benefit these shelters. But I do need to do more. I do. So thank you for bringing this subject again to light.
Thank you guys. Thanks for your great tweets.
yeah.
I think it's pregnancy brain again.
That was like
It was
mid-sentence.
there. It was there, and then it was gone. Like it's because I'm hot. I'm like,
It gets toasty in here. I don't know if you guys know that. We're all sweating profusely.
oh, it came back to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I do this all day long. I swear.
That's funny. That's going to be you soon.
I know. The thing about volunteering is like, it's hard. Like it's not like it's an easy thing. It takes like putting yourself out there and actually going and finding what needs to be done. Like it's not like it just falls into your lap. So I think just having the confidence to be like, you know what, this is really important and I can do it. And like just put yourself out there and don't be afraid.
Right.
Because I think that's one of the hard things. Like people, I don't know what to do.
And there's so many different ways you can give back to your community. Like if the thought of picking up trash really bothers you, you know, you could work at an old folks home or volunteer, just like, you know, play bingo with them. I've had to do that before. And it's just, there's tons of ways you can give back. So depending on whatever you're into, you know.
Especially if you have a talent, like if you like to play your ukulele or your guitar or whatever, there are so many homes, like elderly homes around the neighborhood. They would love if you could come on a Sunday and just perform.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't have to go to American Idol or whatever, but just go to the homes and you never know who could be visiting Grandpa at, you know, maybe somebody could discover you. But that's one really good way.
Good thoughts, good words, good deeds. Well, ladies, thank you for everything that you say and do. You guys are fabulous. I just love your guts. Kaylee, I'm just so happy for you. I can't wait to see that little baby. So that's all. You guys will see us next Thursday at 2. Keep the tweets coming on in. We love to chat with you guys. And that's all. Bye-bye.
Love you.
There's some things that you guys do or did to stay healthy when you're pregnant.
Right.
Skip this bump and move.
I took power yoga for a little bit.
Okay.
I did.
Yoga?
No.
Okay.
It was like
More of a vinyasa flow type?
Sure, that sounds good.